Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. I am the Straight Edge Monster. We are playing Pro Wrestling Sim, saving the AWA, and today we are doing AWA Retribution. I'm very hyped about it. We gotta do 3 shows before we get to Retribution. We got the go-home shows for Superstars in Action, and then our last episode, or our last night of the Super Tag Series for the Crush Tag Tournament Trophy, and our first ever AWA North American Tag Team Champions. Yesterday I added in some more wrestlers to get ready for their debuts for 1993 to help fill out the mod as we go along, of course, for the people that are missing. There's still a lot missing, but I don't know if I want to go through and make a lot of people. But I will. I guess I'll figure that out if I feel like the free agent list is too thin or different promotions are too thin. Maybe I'll make some more people or whatever. But like real people, I mean. But I had to add in for 1993. They had a lot of them already, like the main ones. But I added in El Sagrado, Electroshock, Jalissa, Kendo Cashin, Metallico, Mustafa Saeed, and some other people were already in there. I did have to make a picture for Jalissa though, who is a Mexican wrestler, women's wrestler at that. So I know the game didn't have a lot of her in it. A lot of her in it. A lot of Mexican wrestlers, because you know I had to make all the Japanese women wrestlers as well, so that didn't shock me that she wasn't in there. What the hell is that? Oh, okay, gotcha. Alright, I was looking at side notes over here, but I had to write down. I was going to start earlier, but I had to write down some side stuff. So, and the matches for today, because I didn't have the shows written out on my notebook to keep track of it. So, let's go ahead and get started, because I feel like I'm rambling. But hopefully, crossing our fingers. Our last pay-per-view was... Last pay-per-view was in '87. Tropical Takedown in Jamaica. Next one is going to be quite different. We're going to be in Minnesota at the Metrodome, a huge venue. Hopefully we can sell it out. I've got big plans. Crossing our fingers. Nobody gets hurt, obviously. God, I don't want any fucking injuries today. Not this close to the pay-per-view. Let's go ahead and get started. This one is in Washington, the Climate Pledge Arena. AWA Superstars. Wednesday, September 20th of 1989. Let's do it. Starting off with 100%. We love to see that. In fact, and now it's becoming an anomaly if it's not 100%. Love it, love it, love it. Next up, Roddy Piper versus Colt Casanova. Piper puts Colt to sleep with the sleeper hold. We got a 79%. Not terrible. Actually, that's really good. Now Ted DiBiase gets to pick Piper's partner against the Snake Eye Syndicate. 77% for 4 different promos. We get the last words from the finalists of the Crush Tag Team Tournament. As we have one more night left to determine the 2 teams who will go to the finals at AWA Retribution. There are 4 teams left, and they all have 8 points each, and of course they all go against each other in night 5. It's a perfect setup. We hear from all 4 teams as we head into the fight. That would be the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll Express, the Heart Foundation, and the Midnight Riders. So that's pretty cool. And let's see what else we got going on, y'all. Ooh, a 4-star match. Okay, I see you. A 4-star blow off or blow away match. Like there's nothing going on between these two. I just did it to get Steamboat a win. Steamboat defeats Paul Orndorff. 81%. That's nice, dude. It doesn't even say that they work together very well either. Why was that so good? I'll have to keep an eye out on that one. 94%. Jake the Snake Roberts comes out and attacks Steamboat after the match. Robert hits him with the short arm clothesline and then the DDT. Roberts gives a sadistic smile and walks out of the ring to a chorus of doom. Okay. This show's not turning out too bad, I'm not gonna lie. 100% video from the Von Erich farm. The Von Erich say they've had the Freebirds and the PAT, among other teams, try to rid wrestling of them, and despite all the setbacks, they've managed to keep fighting and win multiple championships here in the AWA, and they don't see that changing anytime soon with the Blue Bloods. Kerry says that the only thing they'll be serving is themselves tea after it's all said and done, and they're nursing the wounds they get from the Von Erich dynasty. Alright. That was kind of awesome. We'll take it. Everybody gained in like everything. 94% promo. Rick Rude says that his destiny has almost arrived as he prepares for the biggest match of his life against Randy Savage at AWA Retribution. Heyman says everything has been discussed. The plan is laid out. Nothing will stop Rude from becoming the new AWA World Champion. All right. And then this is going to determine if this show hits or not, because this is a 29-minute closing segment. 89, I'll take it. I actually will take that. That should actually, that's good. I'll take it. Dusty Rhodes leads out the Outlaws to the ring to start, or to end the show. Before you can get a word out inside the ring, out come the Horsemen. The entire Horsemen are now in the ring with the Outlaws face to face. Flair says, "Woo, you are looking at the measuring stick of professional wrestling. The man who wears the finest clothes, rides in the finest limousines, and runs this sport." Crowd boos loudly. And Dusty Rhodes, oh, Big Dust, every time you crawl into the ring with Ric Flair, history shows one thing: you fall short. Arn smirks and Tully laughs in the back. See, Dusty, you don't belong in the same ring as the Four Horsemen. Or the Horsemen, I don't know why. I always fucking put the four. We don't have Four Horsemen. There's actually 5 right now, but the Horsemen. This ain't about heart. This is about greatness. And greatness is spelled F-L-A-I-R. Woo! Dusty is now leaning on the ropes. Ric Flair, baby. All my life you've been hiding behind suits, contracts, and the men and women behind you who do your dirty work. Crowd starts chanting, Dusty, Dusty. You call yourself a champion, but every time you face the dream man to man, you gotta run. Dusty points at the rest of the Horsemen. And you boys, Horsemen, you ain't nothing but hired guns for a man who's afraid to fight alone. Flair then snaps. Afraid? Dusty, I'll wrestle you anywhere, anytime, but not on the AWA terms. Dusty steps closer. Dusty then says, then let's do it on mine. You, me, my blood, your blood. The crowd is buzzing after a slight pause, and then Dusty lets out, Cage Wars. The Outlaws versus the Horsemen is set for AWA Retribution. Flair screams at Dusty, you're on, and then slaps Dusty in the face. Dusty smirks, holds his hand up to his face while looking back at the rest of the Outlaws, nods yes, and then turns and delivers a punch to Flair as all hell breaks loose. The Horsemen and the Outlaws brawl as AWA management comes out to try and break it all up, rather. Dyslexia. So we got 92%, 100, 80, 94, 84, 88. That's pretty fucking good. This definitely should be a positive net show here. It is. We've got a 86. Let's go. We'll take it. And no injuries. Which is the biggest thing. 4.2 million. Uh, 18,300 tickets. Very nice, very nice, very nice, very nice. Okay. All right, starting off hot. see. Uh-oh. What? New Japan fell? They were doing so good. What are you talking about? Dude, every show I saw of New Japan was, like, insanely good. What are you talking about? They fell. In a turn of events that has sent ripples throughout the wrestling world, New Japan has experienced a dramatic fall of popularity recently. Huh? Dude, everything I saw was them... I gotta look at this. What are you talking about? $77. Popularity. Like, what is happening? Like, why are... what is All Japan? 57. Okay, so they're still above them. But yeah, that's crazy. How are they... why are they falling? They're literally... finances are up, 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 up. They got a good roster. They got insanely good shows. Their only rival is All Japan, and they're beating the shit out of them. That is quite interesting. I do not understand. That's weird. I don't know. 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 Interesting. All right, let's see. Of course, Earthquake defends his fucking $1 million title again. I gotta put a stop to that. That's really annoying. And they've had him wrestle twice. Twice in a row, Earthquake beat Ken Patera and then Corporal Kirchner. What is happening? You guys got enough wrestlers? You've got Hulk Hogan, for fuck's sakes. They're not even using Hogan. Look at this shit. Hogan's not even on the roster. Like, he's not even wrestling. What are we doing here? I can't feel bad for him. They stole him from me. They're not even fucking using it. We're doing action first before the Super Tag Series. All right, start the show. This is also at the Climate Pledge Arena in Washington. 100%. Let's see if we can keep it going. 100%. Nice. Our pre-recorded video plays of Tony Schiavone's interview with Bob Backlund. Tony thanks him for sitting down with him. Tony says that Plano had some interesting things to say last week and asked Backlund his thoughts on what he had to say. Backlund says that Plano was a weird man. He said Plano is talented and a champion, and there's no denying that. But to come at Backlund, who is the greatest in-ring wrestler of all time, was a mistake he couldn't afford to make. Backlund says what makes him different from Hogan is he doesn't respond to threats with emotion. So Backlund officially accepts Plano's challenge for AWA Retribution. Backlund says he doesn't really know if he deserves the shot. So on AWA Action, he wants to face off against Plano one-on-one. Non-title. But if he wants... but he wants there to be some kind of stakes. So, Backlund says the winner should get to choose the stipulation at AWA Retribution. Interesting. So, here we go. Next up, we have the match. 61%. It wasn't good because of my finish, but that's fine. Non-title winner picks the match stipulation at AWA Retribution. Bob Backlund wins by countout when he tries to put Plano in the crossface chicken wing submission, but Plano escapes and then leaves the ring to intentionally get counted out. So it's an intentional countout. But Backlund wins. And this is going to be no better because Backlund's not great on the mic, but we'll take it, 74%. After the match, as Plano is stumbling to the back with Heliquin in tow, Backlund grabs a microphone and announces their match at AWA Retribution for the AWA International Championship will be in a submission match. I need Randy Savage to bounce me back here. And he does. Thank you, sir. Randy Savage is backstage and says that Rick Rude and Paul Heyman seem very confident in what's going to happen at the pay-per-view, but Savage says that just means he has to be extra alert when going against them. Savage says it doesn't matter what plan they have because Savage will make sure it all comes crashing down like a house of cards. Ooh, yeah. 82%. Jake Roberts defeats Austin Idol with the DDT. And then Ricky Steamboat comes out for payback against Jake Roberts. Ricky Steamboat runs down and attacks Roberts as payback for the night before. Steamboat is all over him for a few minutes until Jake low blows him. Roberts goes to the outside to grab a chair, but when he gets back in the ring, Steamboat kicks him in the stomach and he drops the chair. Now they're both fighting back and forth all the way to the backstage area. And then we have the final segment, 87%. 19 minutes. Out come the Horsemen, then out come the Outlaws. Ric Flair and Dusty exchange final words for their teams before every member of both teams signs the contract for the Cage Wars match at AWA Retribution. It is official. No pop change. I'll take it. 85%. Now, last night of the AWA Super Tag Series to determine who the two teams are that are going to go. We've got 67%. They gave it to the Fantastics over the Nasty Boys. 3.5 stars, actually. %. They gave it to Muda and Mead over the New York Connection. 65%. They gave it to the New Rockers over the Young Pistols. 3 stars. 71%. As they give it to the Snake Eye Syndicate over the Marvelous Ones. Next up, we've got, holy shit, a 5-star match. Let's go. They have Heart Foundation defeats the Midnight Riders in a classic match. Kind of crazy. And then finally, do we have another good one? 3.5, I'll take it. 79%. As the Rock and Roll Express defeat the Midnight Express in a 3.5-star match. We still lost popularity overall, but 82%. That might have actually been our best one of the entire tournament. $4.08 million. 18,798. All right, we did it. Let's look at Stampede Wrestling here. No titles were on the line there. No titles on the line there. Hillbilly Jim defeated Hardline Haggerty. Jim Neidhart defeated Jim Powers, Honky Tonk Man, and Koloff defeated the Golden Combination. No titles on the line there. Oh my goodness, okay, we have a lot of shit going on here. Earthquake defeated Big John Studd. That's a crazy match. Nothing here. Nothing there. There we go. So if I can finally put a title on the line, Billy Jack Haynes defeats Ken Shamrock because that's the only match they run apparently. Nothing there. I don't know why nobody's defending their titles now. There we go. Eddie Guerrero defeats Chris Benoit to retain. Rey Mysterio and Liger win over Gladiator and Sabu to retain. And then Ronda Singh retains over Terry Power. So, 3 title matches, but no changes. All right, now we're going AWA Retribution. The pay-per-view, it's time. Here we go. That's what we've been waiting on. Oh, here we go. The Metrodome in Minnesota. Potential audience 60,000. Capacity is 55,000, so we're hoping to sell this out. All right, pre-show. Flex Appeal defeats The Simpsons and Barry Horowitz. 49%. As Manny defeats Jeff Gaylord to retain the AWA Latin American Championship. 60%. The Dark Covenant defeats the Young Pistols. 65%. Medusa retains the Ladies Championship over Velvet McIntyre. 70%. As Roddy Piper and Barry Horowitz, who is the guy that DiBiase chose to be his tag partner, even though he lost earlier in the same pre-show, ends up beating the Snake Eye Syndicate. So now Piper will get to go against DiBiase one more time. All right, now we start the show. 99%. Intro, 6 minute was a big thing here. Dramatic video airs to get viewers hyped for tonight's show. The serious voice of Magnum TA talks in hyperbole as we see clips of the matches and promos that got us here tonight. The bulk of the video focuses on tonight's stories featuring Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Randy Savage, Rick Rude, and Barry Windham. So there we go. Good start. 3.5-star match. %, as Sting defeats the Iron Sheik. $3.5-star match again. 75%. The Great Muta retains the IWGP Heavyweight Championship over Eddie Guerrero. Three-star submission match, 72%. Plano the Clown defends the AWA International Championship against Bob Backlund in a submission match. Plano the Clown wins with help from Heliquin as a distraction when Plano put Backlund in the crank. Backlund has no choice but to give up after several minutes in the hold, and Plano retains. 3 stars. 84%. The Ultimate Warrior defeats David Schultz by pinfall after hitting the Ultimate Splash. We've got a 100% video package hyping up the finals of the Crush Tag Team Tournament. Video plays showing how the Hart Foundation and the Rock and Roll Express got to the finals of the first ever Crush Tag Team Tournament. The winner of the match will get the Crush Tag Trophy and become the first ever AWA North American Tag Team Champions. Here we go. Oh my goodness, you gotta be shitting me right now. You gotta be shitting me right now. Morton has been injured during this match. You have the option to select a new match finish or stick with the original plan. He's the one that's supposed to win the fucking thing. Keep the existing finish. It was a 5-star match anyway. Ricky Morton defeats Owen Hart after Ricky and Robert hit their double dropkick by pinfall. The Rock and Roll Express won the first ever Crush Tag Tournament trophy and the AWA North American Tag titles. Ricky Morton is now injured. We're gonna have to figure out what the fuck's going on there. I hope it's just a concussion because they still had a 5-star match, so I'm hoping it's not terrible. That's a crazy good match though, even with the injury. So, damn, I really wish. Man, going all the way to the finals and then having a fucking injury on the finals is crazy work. 100% hype video for Savage and Rude. The world title match. 4 stars. 93%. Randy Savage defeats Rick Rude with the flying elbow drop to retain his world title despite Heyman trying to get involved. Randy Savage has successfully retained the AWA World Championship. Video 100% as we hype up the Cage Wars match that we've been going through for a long time, and it's finally here. An insane hype video plays for the conclusion of the Horsemen versus the Outlaws as the feud all comes down to this Cage Wars. They go over Dusty winning deadly draw, Dusty defeating Flair for the title, Flair taking the title back from Dusty, Midnight Riders and Brainbusters exchanging the World Tag titles, Larry Zbyszko and Ann Nicole being introduced, the Road Warriors coming back to the AWA, the beatdown the Horsemen put on the Road Warriors, sidelining Hawk, and of course the last couple of shows with the Cage Wars Challenge promo and the contract signing. It all comes down to this. Come on, baby, hit. I'll take it, 88%. 3.5 stars. Cage Wars. The Horsemen are represented by Ric Flair, Lex Luger, Arn Anderson, Tully Blanchard, and Larry Zbyszko. The Outlaws are represented by Dusty Rhodes, Magnum TA, Barry Windham, and the Road Warriors, Road Warrior Hawk and Animal. The Horsemen send in Arn Anderson and the Outlaws send in Dusty Rhodes. Classic start as these men are super familiar with each other in this concept. They go back and forth until Dusty gets the upper hand and busts Arn open early. The coin toss. As all the men are standing on their sides of the cage, the coin toss takes place and the Horsemen win, so they send in Larry Zbyszko. Larry immediately goes after Dusty to get the man advantage, but Dusty starts giving them both elbows to the head. The fans are going insane. Evening the odds. The 2-minute period ends and the Outlaws send in Barry Windham. Next up, the Horsemen send out Tully, the Outlaws send out Magnum, Horsemen send out Luger, Outlaws send out Hawk, Horsemen send out Flair, and Outlaws send out their final member, Animal. Cage Wars officially begins. Flair, Dusty, Arn, Larry, Tully, and Windham are all busted open pretty good. The Road Warriors start double teaming Larry Zbyszko in one ring as they hit him with not one but two Doomsday devices. Animal and Hawk then stand guard as Magnum TA starts applying a chokehold to Larry in the corner and yelling at him to give up. Bobby Heenan on the outside of the cage can't take it anymore and doesn't wait for Larry to quit and waves his white towel in the face of one of the refs outside. The Outlaws win Cage Wars. Let's go, bro. Let's go. That's crazy. Wow, we only got 85%? We got no popularity change? That was worse than my last pay-per-view? It felt so good. We sold out, though. 85,883. Oh, that sucks. Let's see, event histories. That sucks. I thought that was going to be so much better. We didn't even gain pop on our pay-per-view, which we almost always do. It was 1,517,121 total viewers. Man, only 85%, really. Nothing happening there. Oh, I thought that was going to be way better, guys. Alright, storylines. We can finally end some of these. We can end the Cage Wars, confirm. We can end this one, confirm. Can end this one. confirm. All right, we're good there. Let's go medical and see how bad Ricky Morgan is going to be gone. Rib injury until October 25th, so not terrible. Okay, he's going to be out for a month. I didn't think it would. If the match still is like really good, especially a 5-star match, it's usually not a long injury, especially if I kept the same outcome anyway. So that works out for me. That actually, whew, thankfully. Okay. So not terrible. So we don't have to vacate the titles. Jesus, off the first group that wins them. So that's good. Okay. Problem is that no, I got ready for Doomsday. Okay. All right, so that's good. Doomsday is literally 34 days away. Okay, we got some contracts coming up soon that'll probably have to take place in the next episode, obviously, because we're only 2 days away. So we're not going to get a chance to do any of these because they're not within 30 days. Okay. All right, so uneventful as far as the contract side of it goes. And we can end this tournament as well. All right, cool. We did it, guys. We did it. Let's go ahead and go these next 2 days here. See if anything crazy happens. All right, we got Lance Storm. Is officially with us in WCCW. Nothing happened there. Jesus Castillo Jr. joins New Japan from All Japan. AJPW making 2 new contract offers for some Americans, mean Mark Callis and John Cronus. What we got for male? Oh, because he's on my short list. Got you. I mean, he can go there for a little bit. Ain't no big deal. Nothing happening there. New Japan. Nothing happening there. All right. So there you have it. Now we're on the road to Doomsday. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm out. Deuces.